Britain declared curry its national dish. The Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom stood up in front of the country and said chicken tikka masala represented everything good about modern Britain. That was the high point, because since then, 2 Indian restaurants have been closing every single week. The chefs who made them work can no longer get visas. The family businesses that built this food culture are folding one by one. And what is filling the gap is a 0-rated kitchen in Soho, a reheated pouch in 800 Wetherspoons pubs, and a delivery app full of restaurants that do not exist. 6 chains, all of them failing the dish that Britain claims to love. Let's go through them. Number 6, ghost kitchen curry brands. Open Deliveroo or Just Eat right now and search for Indian food in any major British city. You will find dozens of options. Restaurant names, logos, menus, customer ratings. What you will not find, because the apps do not tell you, is that a significant number of those businesses do not have a restaurant at all. Dark kitchens, ghost kitchens, cloud kitchens, the name varies, but the model is the same. A commercial kitchen unit, usually on an industrial estate, operating multiple brand names simultaneously from the same space. The Spice Garden and the Mumbai Kitchen and the Tandoor Express in your area may all be the same 4 walls, the same equipment, and the same staff. A Sheffield Hallam University study found that 1 in 6 takeaway meals in the UK is now produced this way. 91% of consumers had never knowingly ordered from a dark kitchen. The majority said they would want to know. Food Standards Agency researchers have identified a specific regulatory problem. Dark kitchens are difficult to discover, difficult to inspect, and in some cases operating without proper registration. Environmental health officers cannot inspect a storefront that does not have one. DEFSA has acknowledged there is currently no specific guidance for dark kitchen operations. That means the curry arriving at your door may have been produced in conditions that no regulator has ever seen. You ordered a restaurant meal. You got a warehouse product, and nobody was required to tell you the difference. Number 5, Stonegate Group. You may not recognise the name Stonegate, but you almost certainly know their pubs. Slug and Lettuce. Yates, Walkabout, Be at One. Craft Union. Between them, the Stonegate Group operates over 4,000 pubs across the United Kingdom, making it the largest pub company in the country. And in many of those 4,000 pubs, there is a curry on the menu. Stonegate is not a curry chain. It is not a food chain. It is a drinking venue operator that also sells food because it has to. The curry that arrives at your table in a Stonegate pub has been produced centrally, transported to the venue, and reheated to order. There is no chef with a family recipe. There is no kitchen with fresh spices. There is a microwave and a pouch. Customer reviews across Stonegate's estate describe food served within minutes of ordering, not because the kitchen is efficient, but because nothing is being cooked. Microwave to death appears as a phrase in multiple independent reviews. Portion sizes are controlled not by the kitchen, but by corporate policy. One customer at a Greene King pub, Stonegate's closest competitor in scale, was told staff must get a set number of portions per bag and were forbidden to serve more regardless of the customer's complaint. At 4,000 locations, that is the most widely distributed curry operation in Britain, and it bears no resemblance to the dish it is claiming to be. Number 4, Greene King/Hungry Horse. Greene King is the UK's largest managed pub company, operating over 2,700 pubs, restaurants and hotels. Its subsidiary Hungry Horse runs a further 246 venues specifically positioned as budget family dining. Both serve curry. Both serve it in the same way, centrally produced, portion-controlled, reheated. Greene King's Trustpilot reviews include a customer describing a lasagne microwaved to death, burnt like rubber. Another describes receiving a burger within 5 minutes of ordering, noting, "I could have a microwave meal at home." These are not aberrations. They are the documented customer experience of a food model built around central production and operational efficiency rather than cooking. The portion control scandal that emerged across Greene King venues is particularly revealing. Staff at multiple locations told customers that corporate policy dictated exactly how many portions could be served per bag of food, and that local kitchen staff had no authority to deviate from it, regardless of the complaint in front of them. The curry is not being made. It is being allocated. Greene King was acquired by Hong Kong-based CK Asset Holdings. The business is now run as a property and hospitality investment, not as a food company. The curry on your plate is the product of a supply chain designed by accountants. That is not a criticism of accountants, it is simply not what you ordered. Number 3, Wetherspoons Curry Club. Every Thursday, across more than 800 Wetherspoons pubs in the United Kingdom, the Curry Club runs. A curry and a drink for just under £12. 12 different curry options. Bombay potatoes. Garlic naan. It is, by volume, almost certainly the most widely consumed curry night in Britain, and that is precisely the problem. Wetherspoons is a pub chain. Its genius, and it is a genuine business genius, is delivering cheap drinks and food at enormous scale through a model built on high volume and wafer-thin margins. The curries on the Curry Club menu are produced centrally and distributed to pubs that have no meaningful Indian cooking capability. The food arrives. It is heated, it is plated, it is served. There is nothing actively wrong with this as a business model. As a pub night, it is what it is. But Wetherspoons serves more curry to more British people every week than almost any other single operation in the country. And every one of those curries is training British customers to accept a certain standard, a certain taste, a certain heat level, a certain texture as the benchmark for what curry is. The curry houses that built Britain's love of this food are closing at a rate of 2 per week. The chef shortage caused by immigration policy has gutted the pipeline of skilled South Asian cooks who made those restaurants work. And into that vacuum, the Curry Club has expanded. Not because it is good, because it is cheap and it is everywhere. What Wetherspoons has done to British curry is what factory farming did to the Sunday roast. The product exists, it vaguely resembles the original. But something essential has been lost, and most people eating it have forgotten what they are missing. Number 2, Turtle Bay. Turtle Bay presents itself as a premium Caribbean dining experience. It has locations across the UK, a cocktail menu, a soundtrack, a brand aesthetic that says vibrant and exciting. It also serves curry, jerk spiced, Caribbean influenced, but curry nonetheless, and at prices that firmly position it as a cut above the pub chains. The financial reality is starkly different from the branding. Turtle Bay recorded a pre-tax loss of over £10 million in its most recent financial year. Turnover fell by more than £9 million year on year. 3 branches closed. The co-founder publicly blamed the Labour government's increase in employer national insurance contributions, calling the policy an unhelpful raid. None of which would matter if the product was delivering. It is not. Customer reviews on Trustpilot include accounts of food poisoning, raw dough in festival dishes, and curry lamb served predominantly as large chunks of fat rather than meat. When one customer complained about receiving fat instead of protein, Turtle Bay's response was that the company does not remove fat from meat and that the customer's experience was unfortunate. The compensation offered was a partial refund in voucher form redeemable only at Turtle Bay. The customer used the voucher and ordered again from the same location. The raw dough problem repeated itself. A business losing £10 million a year, closing restaurants, and responding to food safety complaints with vouchers for its own food is not a business that has its priorities right. The Caribbean framing, the rum cocktails, the Instagram-ready interiors, all of it is working very hard to distract from a product that is not meeting the standards of the price point it is asking customers to pay. Number 1, Masala Zone. Masala Zone is one of London's best-known Indian restaurant groups. Founded in 2001, it built a reputation over 2 decades as an affordable, accessible introduction to regional Indian cuisine thalis, biryanis, street food classics, tandoor cooked meats. Critics praised it, tourists relied on it, Londoners recommended it. In May 2025, the Food Standards Agency awarded the Masala Zone Soho branch the flagship, the original, the location that made the brand's name, a hygiene rating of 0 out of 5. 0, the lowest possible score. The rating that means urgent improvement is necessary to avoid enforcement action. That same inspection cycle found the Masala Zone Covent Garden branch, one of its most tourist-visited locations, had received a rating of 2 out of 5. Also, in the improvement necessary category. Of Masala Zone's 4 remaining London locations, Two were simultaneously operating below acceptable food hygiene standards. Two branches of the same well-known, well-regarded, well-priced Indian restaurant chain were serving food to the public while carrying ratings that major food delivery platforms use as grounds for automatic removal. The owner described the situation as a most unfortunate set of circumstances and confirmed action had been taken. That is the correct response. But context matters here. Masala Zone once operated nearly 10 locations. It now operates 4. The estate has been shrinking for years. The owner is also simultaneously managing the potential loss of Veeraswamy London's oldest Indian restaurant as the Crown Estate looks to take over its Regent Street site. A brand under financial pressure, with a contracting estate and 2 locations simultaneously failing hygiene inspections, is not a brand that is prioritising the product. Masala Zone was once a genuine institution. What it is now is a cautionary tale about what happens when the business side overwhelms the kitchen side, and the customers sitting in those Soho and Covent Garden dining rooms, ordering the thali they trusted, had no way of knowing what the inspectors had found. The 3 doing it right. Winner 3, Bundobust, started in Leeds in 2014. 2 founders, Maya Patel and Marco Husak, both from Bradford, took the vegetarian street food of Gujarat and paired it with craft beer brewed on site. 4 locations across Leeds, Manchester and Liverpool. Small, founder-led, genuinely independent in the way that matters. The awards tell part of the story. Named in the Observer Food Monthly's On 50 list of top food and drink businesses in Britain. Featured on Rick Stein's BBC series Yorkshire Food Stories, winner of Best Innovation at the Casual Dining Awards, Best Food Offering at the Leeds Oliver Awards, shortlisted for a Deliveroo Restaurant Award. But the more important part of the story is what Bundobust has refused to do. It has not taken private equity money and expanded to 40 locations. It has not franchised the brand and diluted the product. It has not put a curry on the Wetherspoons model and called it authentic. 4 locations, consistently excellent, operating with the kind of attention to the food that only comes from founders who are still in the building, in a category full of chains that expanded until the product broke. Bundobust is the evidence that it doesn't have to work that way. Winner 2, Mowgli Street Food. Mowgli was founded in Liverpool in 2014 by Nisha Katona, a former barrister who left the bar to cook the food she grew up with. 27 locations across the UK as of 2025, making it the most widely distributed genuine Indian street food chain in the country. The financial record is instructive. Mowgli made a loss of nearly £500,000 in 2023. In 2024, it returned to profit £512,000 on sales of over 40 million. This is not a chain that inflated itself with investment money and papered over the cracks. It is a chain that worked its way back to profitability through the product. The food is the point. The menu is built around the kind of Indian home cooking that rarely appears in British restaurants: the tiffin dishes, the tamarind-dressed salads, the slow-cooked dals that require time and knowledge rather than a central distribution unit. It is not fusion. It is not a British approximation. It is the food that Nisha Katona's family ate, scaled carefully and without compromise. 27 locations is significant scale for an independent founder-led business. The fact that the product has held at that scale, that the food in the Manchester branch is the same food as the food in the Bristol branch, is the achievement. Most chains lose that at 10 locations. Mowgli has held it at 27. Winner 1, Dishoom. Dishoom was founded in 2010 by cousins Shamil and Kavi Thekrar. Inspired by the Irani cafes of Bombay, the old, all-day dining rooms that fed the city regardless of class, background or time of day. 10 locations across the UK, 7 in London, 1 each in Birmingham, Edinburgh and Manchester. In November 2024, Dishoom became a certified B Corporation, one of the most rigorous independent assessments of a business's social and environmental impact available. B Corp certification requires verified standards across governance, workers, community, environment and customers. It is not a marketing label. It is a legal commitment and an independently audited result. Dishoom has been consistently recognised as one of the best restaurant groups in the United Kingdom, not just the best Indian restaurant group. The queues outside every location are not manufactured. They are the organic result of a product that delivers on what it promises every single time. The bacon naan roll that has become a cult item. The black dal that simmers for 24 hours. The Bombay-style eggs. These are not menu items designed by a food scientist to hit a price point. They are dishes that the founders wanted to eat, made available to anyone willing to wait in line. What Dishoom has proven is that scale and quality are not mutually exclusive. 10 carefully chosen locations, each with its own identity and its own story, each meeting the same standard. No shortcuts, no ghost kitchens, no microwave pouches, just the food done properly every time. That is what British curry deserves, and that is what Dishoom delivers. Britain's love of curry is real. It is one of the most genuinely multicultural things about this country, a food tradition built by South Asian immigrants who arrived with their spices and their recipes and fed a nation that didn't know what it was missing. What some of these chains have done with that tradition is not homage, it is extraction. They have taken the cultural cachet of curry, attached it to a supply chain built for efficiency rather than quality, and sold it back to you at a margin. The 3 chains at the end of this list are proof that it doesn't have to be that way. Find them, support them, and the next time a Thursday Curry Club offer lands in your inbox, think about what you're actually being sold.